Hello everyone, this is your friend Naruto Fix, and we are back with another epic What If Naruto fanfic. Which is, what if Naruto broke the cycle of fate by traveling through time? Part 1. If you love Naruto fanfics, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the journey with me. So, let's start the fanfic. War had a smell, burning earth, falling ash, and the bitterness of dreams collapsing. Naruto stood alone on the battlefield, breathing heavily as the world around him crumbled. Friends, comrades, mentors, everyone he ever loved lay scattered across a broken earth. A world he had promised to save, now reduced to ruins. Only one enemy remained, fate itself, or rather, the one who called himself its messenger, Momoshiki Otsutsuki. The sky was cracked like shattered glass, chakra storming violently as Momoshiki floated above Naruto with cold, godlike indifference. "You failed, descendant of Hagoromo," Momoshiki said, his voice echoing across the dead world. "You fought destiny for too long." Naruto clenched his fists, tears sliding down his dirt-covered cheeks. "No, I failed because I couldn't protect them. His family, his village, Boruto, Himawari, Hinata, Kakashi, Sasuke, everyone, gone." Momoshiki raised his hand, absorbing the last fragments of chakra from the dying air. "Accept your end, Naruto Uzumaki. For mortals cannot break the cycle of fate." Naruto wiped his tears and stood straight. "I'm not a mortal." He activated the final, forbidden seal, one only Kurama and Sasuke had known about. A seal born from desperation, created for a single purpose: to defy destiny. A golden flame burst from his chest as memories flashed. Team 7 laughing, Sakura's smile, Sasuke's rare grin, Hinata's warm hand, Hokage's duties, his children's faces, Iruka's pride, Jiraiya's teachings. Naruto whispered, "I'm a child of prophecy. And I'm done waiting for destiny to decide who I become." Momoshiki's eyes widened. "That seal, impossible." Naruto slammed his hand on the ground. "Kai!" Reality screamed. Time cracked. The sky dissolved into swirling golden spirals. The seal activated, pulling chakra from every memory Naruto had, every bond he'd forged, every loss he'd endured. Momoshiki reached out. "Stop. That jutsu will erase your timeline." Naruto smirked sadly. "That's the point." A burst of light swallowed him whole. And time reversed. Naruto opened his eyes, and gasped. The cold grass beneath him. The smell of fresh morning air. The warmth of sunlight. This was Konoha. But not his Konoha. Not the one broken in war. He sat up abruptly. His hands, small. His arms, thin. No Hokage cloak. No scars of battle. He scrambled toward a lake and stared at his reflection. Bright blue eyes. Round cheeks. A face that hadn't yet seen bloodshed. He was 12 years old. "This is, before the Chunin exams," Naruto whispered in disbelief. "Before pain. Before Akatsuki. Before war. Before Kurama's death. Before he became Hokage. Before his children. Before everything went wrong." The seal had worked. He had been thrown back to the beginning. With all his future memories intact. Every battle. Every choice. Every loss. The weight of 2 lifetimes pressed on his chest. A familiar voice called out. "Naruto, what are you doing out here so early?" Quote, Naruto froze. Iruka-sensei. Alive. Smiling. Untouched by fate. Naruto's eyes filled with tears he couldn't control. Iruka walked closer. "Hey, are you okay?" Naruto couldn't speak. He ran to Iruka and hugged him tightly, burying his face in his vest. Iruka stiffened, shocked. Naruto." Naruto whispered, voice breaking. "I won't let anything happen to you this time, I swear." Iruka frowned gently. "Naruto, you're shaking. What's wrong?" Naruto pulled back, wiping tears. "Nothing. I'm just happy." Iruka smiled warmly. "Well, come on, you'll be late for class." Naruto smiled faintly. Class, academy, his old life. Except this time, he wasn't the same boy. He was a warrior with the heart of a Hokage, and the memories of a broken future. As they walked back to the village, Naruto clenched his fists with renewed resolve. "This time, I'll break the cycle of fate. This time, no one dies. This time, I win." The sun rose over the village, not as a beginning, but a second chance. A rebirth. Naruto walked beside Iruka through the streets of Konoha, streets that felt like a memory brought to life. Every building, every smell, every sound hit him like a punch of nostalgia. Vendors shouting, kids running, shinobi chatting, cat running away with fish. All of it untouched by the horrors that would one day break the world. Naruto tightened his grip on his own shirt. Konoha, you don't know what's coming. But I do. He would change it all. The academy, a place he had outgrown long ago. When Naruto entered the academy classroom, conversations instantly paused. Kids stared, whispered, snickered. Ugh, dead last is here. He's going to fail today again. Why does Iruka-sensei even bother with him? Naruto didn't flinch. Once, these words hurt him. Once, they shaped him. Once, they made him fight harder. But now, he had survived God-level enemies, lost comrades, saved nations. Childish insults couldn't even scratch him. Then came a familiar loud voice. Naruto, you're late again. Naruto turned. Sakura Haruno. Bright eyes, soft features, innocence still untouched by loss. Naruto's chest tightened. He remembered every future scar she would earn. He forced a smile. Good morning, Sakura-chan. She blinked. What's with that weird tone? Quote. Naruto laughed softly. You look happy today. Sakura frowned. Are you mocking me? No. He shook his head. I'm just glad you're okay. Sakura's confusion grew, but she sat down beside him. Naruto looked to his right. Sasuke Uchiha. Alive. Whole. Not driven mad by vengeance. Not drowned in darkness. Not burdened by the curse he would one day bear. Naruto swallowed hard. Sasuke. Sasuke glanced sideways, brow twitching. What? You want to pick a fight first thing in the morning? Naruto smiled gently, the kind of smile Sasuke had seen only years later, during peace. No fight today. Just, glad you're here. Sasuke frowned sharply. Did you hit your head or something? Naruto chuckled. If only you knew how many times I almost lost you. Iruka enters, and Naruto makes his first move. Iruka clapped his hands. Alright, class. Today we'll practice transformation jutsu again. This will decide who qualifies for next week's practical exam. Groans filled the room. The old Naruto would have complained loudly too. But the new Naruto stood up quietly. Iruka blinked. Naruto, you came early today and stood up without being called. Whispers ran through the room. What's going on with him? Did Dead Last grow a brain overnight? Maybe he wants attention. Naruto inhaled deeply. Time to begin changing fate. He performed the hand signs slowly. So slow Iruka could see every movement. Then he transformed. But not into his usual messy, half-failed version. No, he transformed smoothly into a perfect, flawless copy of Iruka. Height correct. Facial features exact. Chakra control razor sharp. The entire class froze. Iruka's jaw dropped. Sasuke's eyes widened. Sakura leaned forward, stunned. Naruto, Iruka whispered, that was perfect. Better than ever. Naruto dispelled the jutsu. Kids stared at him like he had grown wings. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. TCH, show off. Naruto smirked. Looks like I poked the Uchiha pride. Good, but this wasn't just about impressing them. Naruto needed them to trust him early. He needed strength fast. He needed bonds sooner, because stronger enemies were coming. And Naruto wouldn't let things reach that stage. A warning in the wind. As Iruka continued class, Naruto stared out the window. The wind blew softly, but to Naruto it felt like a whisper from another world. A chill crawled down his spine. This wasn't a normal time jump. This was a break in the cycle of fate. He could feel it. Somewhere out there, someone else knew time had been altered. Someone else had sensed the disturbance. Someone powerful. Momoshiki, Ishiki, another Otsutsuki. Naruto didn't know, but he felt it. A ripple in chakra flow, a shift in destiny's pressure. Someone ancient was watching, and they were waiting. Naruto clenched his fists. Come, he whispered under his breath. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm ready this time. After class, Team assignments approaching. When everyone left, Naruto lingered. Iruka walked over. You really surprised me today. Naruto smiled gently. Get used to it, Iruka-sensei. I'm going to surprise everyone. Iruka chuckled. I'd like to see that. Naruto looked around the empty classroom. The place where his journey once began. This time, he whispered. I'll rewrite everything, starting with my team. He already knew the team assignment. Sasuke, Sakura, and him. Team 7. But this time, he wouldn't let Sasuke walk into darkness. He wouldn't let Sakura feel helpless. He wouldn't let Kakashi carry old guilt. He would break the curse on the Uchiha. Stop Orochimaru early. Prevent Akatsuki from forming. Crush Danzo's schemes. Save Jiraiya. Save Neji. Save everyone. The cycle of fate had ruled for generations. Naruto cracked his knuckles. Now it's my turn. Naruto walked out of the academy building with the same confident steps he used years later as Hokage. Except now, he was in a smaller body, shorter legs, and no Hokage cloak. Kids still whispered. Adults still avoided him. But Naruto barely felt it. Not because it didn't hurt. But because he had already lived through years of pain so devastating that this was nothing but noise. He had bigger things to deal with. He had a world to save. And time wasn't going to wait. Sasuke watches him. As Naruto stepped outside, he felt eyes on him. He turned. Sasuke was leaning against a tree, arms crossed, pretending to look away, but clearly observing him. Naruto raised a brow. What? Missed me, team? Sasuke scoffed. You did something today. You're hiding something. Naruto smiled gently. You're still good at reading people, Sasuke. That caught Sasuke off guard. The old Naruto would have shouted that line, made a scene. But this one said it with calm maturity that did not fit his age. Sasuke straightened, studying him like a puzzle he couldn't solve. You're different. Quote. Naruto shrugged. Maybe I just grew up. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. You can't grow up in a day. Naruto hid a sad smile. I grew up in wars. In blood. In loss. You just don't know it yet. Instead he said, just watch, Sasuke. Things are gonna be different this time. Sasuke frowned deeper. What do you mean, this time? Naruto froze for half a second, too long. Sasuke caught it. Before he could question further, Naruto stepped away. See you tomorrow. Team assignments. And he left Sasuke glaring at his back, confused but intrigued. Naruto returns home, and meets someone he lost. Naruto reached his old apartment. The rusty door, broken window, lonely silence. His heart tightened. He remembered coming home to empty rooms after missions. He remembered Hinata waiting for him years later. He remembered his kids laughing around the house. He remembered never feeling lonely again. But here, loneliness lingered like dust. Naruto opened the door, and froze. A faint flicker of chakra. A tiny speck of warm energy. Something he hadn't felt in years. Kurama. Not the majestic, mighty chakra fox. But a small, sealed presence inside him. Sleeping. Weak. Unaware. Naruto placed his hand on his stomach. Kurama, I missed you, old friend. No response, of course. But knowing Kurama was alive, even in sealed form, Naruto felt something break inside him. A tear fell, not of sadness, but overwhelming relief. I'll free you the right way this time, he whispered. No pain, no loss, I promise. He sat on his small bed, staring at the ceiling. But peace didn't last long. A sharp pulse hit his brain. A warning. Someone powerful, somewhere far, had sensed the shift of time. Seen the ripple that shouldn't exist. A voice echoed faintly in the back of Naruto's mind. So, the cycle has been broken. Naruto bolted upright. That wasn't Kurama. That wasn't Momoshiki. That wasn't Ishiki. It was something else. Something older. And it was watching. Nightfall. Naruto makes his first future-changing move. Naruto didn't sleep. Instead, he slipped out the window and ran across rooftops toward an old building. The Uchiha district. Silent. Deserted. Haunted by memories of the future. He walked past empty shops, cold houses, abandoned corridors. And when he reached the central house, he whispered, This time, I won't let your clan die. Quote. A voice behind him made him stop. What are you doing in the Uchiha district at night, Naruto? Naruto turned slowly, and his heart squeezed. Itachi Uchiha stood behind him. Calm, silent, eyes warm but unreadable. Naruto's mind raced. Itachi, alive, not branded a traitor yet, not hunted, not dying in Sasuke's arms. Naruto swallowed the urge to run and hug him. Because the man in front of him didn't know Naruto yet. Didn't trust him. Didn't know Naruto would one day try to free him from destiny. Itachi approached slowly. You shouldn't be here, he said in his soft voice. It's dangerous at night. Naruto forced himself to breathe normally. Sorry, I got lost. Itachi raised an eyebrow. You expect me to believe that? Naruto smiled faintly. No, but I hoped you'd let it slide. Itachi studied him carefully. You've changed. Naruto froze. Itachi continued. Your posture, your eyes, the way you breathe. You're calm, too calm for a boy your age. Naruto stared. Of course Itachi would notice. He always saw everything. He bowed slightly. Thank you, Itachi-san. Itachi tilted his head. For what? Naruto met his gaze with a bittersweet smile. For everything you'll do in the future, for all the pain you'll endure, for keeping this village safe even when they blamed you for everything. Quote. Itachi stiffened. What are you talking about? Naruto realized he had slipped. But instead of panicking, he gently said, I'll protect Sasuke. I promise you that. Itachi's eyes widened, not fully, but enough to show shock. How do you? Naruto stepped past him. Good night, Itachi-san. As Naruto walked away, he felt Itachi watching him with more intensity than ever before. He had planted the first seed. A seed that would change fate. Back home, the whisper returns. As Naruto returned to his apartment, that strange ancient voice whispered again. You defy the river of time. And yet you swim. Naruto growled. Who are you? Silence. Then, a guardian of fate. And you, child, have broken it. Naruto clenched his jaw. I'll break anything that tries to hurt my village. You included. A low chuckle echoed. We shall see, Jinchuriki of fate. Quote. Then the presence faded. Naruto exhaled slowly. Whoever it was, they would come. But Naruto was ready. He looked at his small hands. That voice can watch all it wants. I'm rewriting destiny. He lay down, fists tight. Tomorrow was team assignment day. Team 7. Kakashi, Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto knew. Everything started there. Everything changed there. And this time, he would lead. He would protect. He would break the cycle. Forever. Naruto knew the night would change everything. But he didn't expect this. The air still smelled like smoke from the Kyuubi attack. The village was in chaos, Anbu sprinting, shinobi yelling orders, medical teams dragging wounded through the streets. But Naruto, tiny, underweight, blanket wrapped around him, sat silently in the corner of the orphanage room. Except he wasn't a newborn with no memories. He was Naruto Uzumaki, 19 years old inside, who had lived, fought, bled, and died more times than he wanted to count. The memories of war, loss, and pain sat inside his heart like stones. Kurama's final roar. Sasuke's eyes as he faded. Hinata's hand slipping from his. Everything. He'd lost everything. Humanity, friends, family, his village. And then, in his last breath, he had whispered a single wish. If I could stop all this, give me one more chance. And the universe listened. Naruto sat quietly, watching the Anbu guard posted outside his door. The masked shinobi didn't even know that baby behind the wall was currently analyzing escape routes, chakra signatures, and the entire timeline. He whispered softly, so this is day 1. He remembered this night, the night after the Kyuubi attack. The night he officially became an orphan. The night the village decided he was a monster. But now he wasn't defenseless. Naruto slowly raised his tiny little hand. Chakra flared. Not baby level. Not academy level. Not genin level. It was faint, unstable, but undeniably powerful. Kurama's chakra, Naruto whispered inside his mind. A familiar rumbling laugh echoed. Kurama. HN. Looks like you dragged me back too, brat. Quote. Naruto grinned. That alone changed everything. He planned. Ruthlessly. Calmly. Carefully. He didn't rush out trying to fix everything. He had learned from pain, loss, and war that impulse destroyed timelines. He needed 1. To protect Minato and Kushina's legacy. They were dead now, nothing could change that. But he could make sure their sacrifice wasn't wasted. 2. To stop Danzo before he took control of Root. In the future, Danzo destroyed more than he protected. 3. To protect Itachi. Itachi, the brother he never had. Naruto would not let him become a murderer for Konoha's sins. 4. To stop Obito early. He knew pain better than anyone. And that was why he had to end the cycle before it started. 5. To become strong, quietly. No spotlight, no academy cheering, nothing. Only power, precision, and planning. Naruto began training immediately. His body was small, but his chakra control. Well, after 19 years of training with the Sage of Six Paths, tiny hands weren't much of a limitation. He sat cross-legged, breathing slow, chakra swirling. The room trembled slightly, cracks forming in the floor. Kurama. Oi, brat, keep this up, you'll blast the building apart. Naruto. Hey, forgot I'm a baby. He smirked, letting the chakra settle. But this was good, he wasn't starting from zero. He was starting from experience. The next morning, the orphanage matron walked in, annoyed as always. She glared at him. Demon brat, stop crying so early. Naruto stared back silently, emotionless. In the future, he'd cry for love. Cry for acceptance. But this time, no, he didn't need love from strangers who hated him. He needed results. Naruto tilted his head cutely, something he never did willingly as an adult, and let a warm, harmless chakra pulse spread. The woman froze, suddenly feeling calmer, kinder. That's strange, she mumbled. I feel peaceful today. Naruto smiled. He didn't brainwash her, he simply nudged her emotions with chakra. A trick he learned from Kurama's emotional sensing training. One by one, he would soften their hate. Slowly, quietly, he wouldn't let the village break him again. 3 months later, Naruto sat behind the orphanage, alone, training his chakra threads. His goal wasn't flashy jutsu. It was mastery. He crafted perfect chakra control, silent movement, micro chakra threads, healing chakra, mind link technique, sensory range expansion, and all of this while maintaining the facade of a clueless 3-month-old baby. Kurama watched in amusement. You're enjoying this too much. Naruto. Too many years I was weak, Kurama. This time, I won't repeat mistakes. He paused suddenly. A powerful chakra signature neared. Familiar, warm, lonely, Naruto whispered. Hiruzen Sarutobi. The third Hokage approached the orphanage stairs carrying a teddy bear and a small fruit basket. He knocked softly. The matron bowed deeply. Hokage-sama, you honor us. Hiruzen smiled gently. I came to see Naruto. Naruto straightened instantly. Hiruzen had hurt him in the past, by hiding his heritage, by letting the village treat him badly. But Naruto also understood. Hiruzen had been trapped in politics, alone, tired, surrounded by wolves like Danzo. Now Naruto wasn't a child. He was a strategist. The old man entered softly. When his eyes landed on Naruto, they softened with guilt. So small, yet burdened by so much, Hiruzen whispered. Naruto blinked up sweetly. The Hokage smiled. It's okay, little one. I'll protect you. Naruto reached out his hand. For the first time in 2 lifetimes, Hiruzen held Naruto with genuine warmth. Naruto leaned towards him and rested a tiny hand on his shirt. A gentle pulse of chakra passed. Not control, not manipulation, just truth. The Hokage's breath caught. For a moment, he felt pure innocence, hope. He whispered, Minato, Kushina, your son. He will be extraordinary. Naruto thought. No, old man. This time, I won't just be extraordinary. I will change everything. And then, Naruto sensed it. A flicker of darkness. A shadow far away. Malice he remembered too well. Obito's chakra. He was lurking around the village borders, watching, checking if his plan worked. Kurama growled inside. He's here already. What now, brat? Naruto's eyes sharpened. I'm done reacting to fate. His baby fists clenched. This time, I break it. Naruto stood alone at the edge of the old training ground, the same place where Team 7 once laughed, argued, and learned what it meant to be a family. But this time, everything felt heavier. Because the boy who stood there wasn't the clueless genin of the past. He was a man carrying the weight of a destroyed future. A future he refused to let repeat. The breeze brushed his face gently, almost as if the world itself welcomed him back. Birds chirped, leaves rustled, and the sun peeked through, just like old times. Yet Naruto's eyes, sharp with the wisdom of years of battle, scanned everything carefully. Fate, I won't let you win again, he whispered. He remembered Neji's last breath. He remembered Hinata collapsing in his arms during the Fifth War. He remembered Sasuke's blood soaking the ground after sacrificing himself. He remembered Kurama fading away, whispering his final goodbyes. Those memories burned inside him. This time he wasn't going to let any of it happen. He would break fate, even if he had to break himself in the process. Sasuke appears. Footsteps approached from behind. Naruto didn't have to turn to know who it was. Sasuke stood a few meters away, hands in pockets, eyes sharp as ever, but nowhere near the cold, hardened stare of the future rogue ninja. This Sasuke was still salvageable. Still his friend. You're acting strange again, Sasuke muttered. Something's off about you. Naruto forced a grin. Hey, you just don't get my coolness, team. Quote. Sasuke clicked his tongue, but something in Naruto's face made him stare a little longer. Naruto's expression had a depth Sasuke couldn't understand. A resolve far too mature for a 12-year-old kid. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. Did something happen? Naruto froze. The question cut deeper than it should have. If only you knew. If only you could remember what happened to you in the future, Sasuke. The pain, the loneliness, the battles, the moment you died saving me. Naruto swallowed the ache. Nope, he said lightly. Nothing happened. I'm just thinking. Sasuke didn't believe him, but he didn't push. Instead, he gave a small scoff. Whatever. Don't slow me down in the upcoming missions. Quote. Naruto smiled. Don't worry, I'll never let you fall behind. Not this time. Something flickered in Sasuke's eyes, confusion, curiosity, maybe even warmth, but before he could respond, a familiar voice called out. Good morning, you two. Sakura arrives. Sakura ran toward them, waving with the same bright energy Naruto hadn't seen in years, since before the battles, before the war, before life tore them all apart. Her smile was pure, untouched by loss. Naruto's chest tightened painfully. Hey, guys, you're early today. That's surprising. Naruto chuckled. Just trying to be responsible. Sakura blinked, surprised. Since when? Sasuke smirked at that, and Naruto almost laughed. For a moment, it felt like everything was peaceful, carefree, exactly the way childhood should have been. But Naruto knew better. This peace was fragile. The threads of fate were already tightening. Every second mattered. He looked at his teammates again, the alive, innocent, hopeful versions of them. He would protect them, at any cost. Kakashi appears. A swirl of leaves, and Kakashi appeared on a branch overhead, calmly reading his little orange book. Ah, Team 7 is all here. Good. Today will be interesting. Naruto's eyes softened. Kakashi-sensei. Alive. Unburdened. Not worn down by the deaths of student after student. Naruto couldn't help himself. Kakashi-sensei, I'm glad you're here. Kakashi blinked behind his mask, surprised. That's unusually sentimental. Quote. Sasuke raised an eyebrow. Sakura tilted her head. Naruto scratched his cheek. Hey, just felt like saying it. Kakashi closed his book, studying Naruto more carefully now. But before he could say anything, Naruto sensed something. A shift in the air. A faint tremor, barely noticeable, but his battle-honed instincts screamed. Something is coming. Something fate tried to hide. Something that didn't happen originally. Naruto's eyes narrowed. So fate is already changing, huh? Good. Bring it on. He wouldn't run. He wouldn't hide. He wouldn't obey destiny. This time, Naruto Uzumaki would break fate with his own hands. And save everyone he couldn't save the first time. Wind rustled through the leaves of Training Ground 7, but Naruto felt something else beneath it. A disturbance. A presence. A warning. Not from the future. Not from memory. Something new. Something that wasn't supposed to be here. Naruto's eyes sharpened instantly. He scanned the tree line while Sasuke, Sakura, and even Kakashi remained unaware. The timeline is already changing. Fate isn't going to let me rewrite things without a fight. Naruto clenched his fists. Good. He was ready. A flicker in the forest. Kakashi snapped his book shut. Training starts. Thud. A branch cracked deep within the forest. Sakura flinched. Sasuke shifted his stance. Kakashi instantly grew alert. Naruto, however, had already sensed the chakra minutes ago. It was small, weak, chaotic, not an ambush. A child. No, not a normal one. Naruto stepped forward before Kakashi could speak. I'll go check. Kakashi frowned. You sensed it too. Naruto nodded. Sasuke stared at him again. That suspicious, calculating look he had every time Naruto acted older than his age. But Naruto ignored it and walked straight into the trees. His heartbeat quickened. A memory tugged at him. The faint feeling, the signature. Could it be? He pushed aside a bush and Naruto froze. A little boy in the shadows. There, curled up beneath thick roots, was a small boy. No older than 5. Black hair, pale skin, trembling. Naruto's breath stopped. This chakra, this child. No way, he whispered. The boy looked up at him. Eyes red and swirling faintly. The Sharingan, barely awakened, unstable, untrained. But impossible to mistake. Naruto's heart slammed against his ribs. This child shouldn't be here. This child didn't belong in this timeline. This boy shouldn't even be alive. Not yet. Not like this. Because standing before him was Shisui Uchiha, 5 years old, terrified, injured, and bleeding from his left eye. Naruto's vision wavered. Shisui, you died protecting the village. You died so Itachi wouldn't fall alone. Who are you? Shisui whispered, voice shaking. Naruto dropped to one knee, gently placing a hand on his head. I'm Naruto, he said softly. And I'm here to help. Quote, Shisui blinked up at him, tears gathering. I got lost, I can't find my clan, and something chased me. A silhouette flashed through the memory fragments Shisui had. Dark robes, swirling mask, a single eye. Naruto's blood ran cold. Obito. He was moving already, much earlier than the original timeline. This wasn't a random shift. This was a warning. Kakashi arrives. N.A. Kakashi dropped into the clearing. Then went still. His uncovered eye widened. He stared at the child, trembling beneath Naruto's hand. That face. Those eyes. Shisui. Kakashi whispered. Sasuke and Sakura arrived seconds later, and Sasuke froze too. His breath hitched. He's an Uchiha. Sakura stared with wide eyes. But he's so small, and his Sharingan. Shisui's eyes darted around, overwhelmed. Naruto gently lifted him into his arms. Shisui clutched his shirt tightly, burying his face. Kakashi-sensei, Naruto said quietly. We need to get him somewhere safe. Now. Kakashi nodded immediately. Naruto had never seen Kakashi move this fast. Sasuke stepped closer, staring at Shisui with a strange mixture of awe and confusion. He didn't know the future. He didn't know the legend Shisui would become. The tragedy he would endure. Naruto swallowed bitterly. This was one of the biggest ripples fate had created. Shisui alive, lost, running, escaping an attack that shouldn't have happened yet. Naruto tightened his grip on the boy. Fate is already breaking, and I have to stay ahead of it. He looked at Team 7. His family, his responsibility, then at the trembling child in his arms. Another soul he had failed to save once. Not this time, not again. Naruto turned toward the village. Let's go. And with that, the cycle of fate cracked just a little more. Naruto held Shisui close as the team rushed toward the village. The boy trembled non-stop, clutching Naruto's jacket like it was the only thing keeping him alive. Every few seconds, he flinched, as if expecting someone to leap from the shadows. Naruto knew why. He had seen that terror before, in war. In children who grew up running from monsters in the dark. But Shisui, at this age, this wasn't supposed to happen. The timeline wasn't just shifting. It was breaking. Inside the Hokage's office, the moment Naruto and the others entered, Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, looked up from his paperwork. He froze. His pipe slipped from his fingers and clattered to the floor. Shisui, Hiruzen whispered, stunned. The old Hokage stood slowly, eyes wide, disbelief turning into fear. Bring him here, he said quickly, voice trembling. Naruto stepped forward, gently placing Shisui into Hiruzen's arms. The Hokage held the small boy as if he were made of glass. Shisui clung to him weakly. Hokage-sama, he came, he tried to take my eyes. The office fell silent. Kakashi stiffened. Sasuke's jaw tensed. Naruto's pupils shrank. Hiruzen's voice grew hoarse. Who, child, who attacked you? Shisui swallowed hard. Man, with a mask, a single red eye. Kakashi's breath hitched. Sasuke went pale. Sakura clamped a hand over her mouth. Naruto closed his eyes. Obito. He wasn't waiting for the Uchiha massacre this time. He wasn't waiting for Itachi. He wasn't waiting for anything. He was moving early. He was hunting. And the first target was one of the most gifted prodigies of the clan. This is bad. This timeline is more dangerous than the original. Hiruzen's resolve. Hiruzen tightened his grip on Shisui and looked at Kakashi. Take an Anbu squad. Investigate immediately. No hesitation. Quote. Kakashi nodded sharply and vanished in a blur. Sakura and Sasuke stood silent, shaken by how serious everything had suddenly become. The third Hokage turned to Naruto. His eyes softened, then hardened. Naruto, how did you find him? Naruto locked eyes with the old man. For the first time in this timeline, Naruto spoke with the weight, clarity, and seriousness of the future Hokage he would become. I sensed him. His chakra was frantic, like someone had forced his Sharingan awake. I couldn't ignore it. Hiruzen stared at Naruto for a long moment. This wasn't the usual loud, clumsy boy. This was someone sharper, calmer, older, someone who understood danger before anyone else did. Naruto, Hiruzen said slowly, did something happen to you recently? Sasuke glanced at Naruto. Sakura too. Even Shisui lifted his head slightly. Naruto felt their eyes. He forced a small smile. No, old man, I'm just paying more attention now. Hiruzen didn't believe him, not for a second, but he didn't push. Instead, he placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. You did well today. Naruto lowered his eyes. I couldn't save him before. I'm not losing him again. Sasuke's confrontation. Outside the Hokage's building, Sasuke grabbed Naruto's arm. Hard. Naruto stopped and looked at him. Sasuke's eyes were turbulent, confusion, suspicion, and something close to fear. What aren't you telling us? Sasuke demanded quietly. You sensed danger before Kakashi. You moved like you knew exactly what was happening. Naruto swallowed. That kid, Shisui, he's an Uchiha, right? Why did you react like you knew him? Naruto held his breath. Sasuke stepped closer, voice dropping lower. What do you know about my clan, Naruto? Naruto felt the weight of the future on his shoulders. The massacre, the blood, Itachi's tears, Sasuke's loneliness, the years of revenge, the battles, everything he wished he could erase. He looked into Sasuke's eyes. Sasuke, I swear, I'll tell you everything someday. Sasuke's fists clenched. But not today, Naruto said gently. Not until I can protect you from the truth. Sasuke stared at him, anger sparking, but confusion winning. You're hiding something big. Naruto offered a sad smile. Yeah, I am. Sasuke's breath hitched. And though he didn't understand why, he didn't walk away. He just whispered, don't betray me. Naruto's chest tightened. I die before that. Dash dash dash. Night falls, and a shadow watches. As darkness settled over Konoha, Naruto sat on the roof of his apartment, staring at the moon. He felt the shift in the air before anyone else did. A distortion, a ripple, a presence. A masked figure appeared on a distant rooftop, staring directly at Naruto. One eye glowed red. Naruto didn't move. Obito didn't either. Time seemed to freeze between them. Finally, the masked man tilted his head slightly, as if intrigued. Naruto's chakra surged with killing intent. You won't touch Shisui. You won't touch Sasuke. You won't touch this timeline. Obito let out a low chuckle. A hollow, empty sound echoing through the night. Then he vanished. Naruto exhaled slowly. Come on then, he whispered. Let's see whose fate breaks first, yours or mine. And part 1 continued into darker territory. Night had settled over Konoha, but Naruto's mind was wide awake. Obito's silent appearance from the rooftops still burned in his memory. That single Sharingan, cold, observing, testing him. He knows something's different. He felt it. He sensed it. He knows I'm not the same Naruto. The wind blew softly, but Naruto's body was tense, ready for a fight that could start at any second. The timeline was twisting faster than he expected. Shisui's early attack, Obito appearing years ahead, Sasuke questioning him with too much intensity. The world was changing, reacting to his presence. Fate didn't like rebels, and Naruto was the biggest rebel Destiny had ever faced. Dash dash dash. A quiet knock at the door. Naruto sensed the chakra before the knock even came. Sakura, but her chakra was shaky, nervous. He quickly opened the door. Sorry for coming so late. Sakura said, looking embarrassed. I was worried. About earlier. Naruto blinked. Sakura-chan. She stepped inside hesitantly. I've never seen the Hokage so serious. Or Kakashi-sensei that tense. Or, you. She bit her lip. Everything felt different today, Naruto. Quote, Naruto looked away. He didn't want her dragged into this. Not yet. She stepped closer. Are you sure nothing happened to you? Naruto forced a smile. I'm fine. She frowned. No, you're not. Sakura shook her head. You looked older. Not physically, but like someone carrying too much. Like you understood more than all of us. Even Kakashi. Naruto's heart stilled for a moment. Sakura wasn't the clueless girl everyone underestimated. She could read people, she always could. She reached for Naruto's hand. You're not alone, okay? Whatever's happening, you can trust us. Naruto swallowed. If only she knew how badly he wanted to trust them. To tell them everything. To hug them and say, I missed you all more than anything in the world. But he couldn't. If I drag you into this, Naruto said quietly, you'll be in danger. Sakura took a bold step forward. We're already in danger. Naruto froze. Sakura's voice trembled, but her eyes were steady. We're ninjas. We face threats. But today, for the first time, you looked like someone who's been fighting alone for years. Quote, Naruto's breath caught. Sakura held his hand tighter. Let us fight with you, Naruto. He closed his eyes. I will, one day, but not now. Not when Obito was watching. Waiting, testing his every move. Naruto squeezed her hand softly. Thank you, Sakura-chan. Her cheeks flushed a little, and she looked away. I just didn't want my teammate to feel alone. Naruto smiled warmly. You won't lose me. Quote, Sakura didn't understand the depth behind those words, but she smiled anyway. Good, because Team 7 needs you. Naruto's heart ached. I need all of you too. More than you know. Dash dash dash. Elsewhere, in the shadows, at the far edge of the village, a masked man watched the Hokage tower silently. Obito stood perfectly still, his Sharingan glowing in the dark. Interesting, he muttered. That boy, Naruto, his chakra flow, it's completely different. Controlled, cold, sharp, his single red eye narrowed. He's dangerous, dangerous in a way he wasn't meant to be yet. White Zetsu emerged from the ground beside him. So what do we do? Kill him. Obito's voice was icy. No, not yet. He knows something, something I don't. Obito looked toward Naruto's apartment. I want to see how much he remembers. Zetsu tilted his head. Remembers. What do you mean? Obito didn't answer. He simply melted into the shadows, whispering. Let the timeline unravel, then we'll see who survives. Back at Naruto's apartment, Sakura stood at the door, ready to leave. Try to rest, okay. Tomorrow will be tough. Naruto nodded. Good night, Sakura-chan. She smiled softly and walked away. As soon as she was gone, Naruto let out a long breath. He whispered, I'm sorry I can't tell you the truth yet. Quote, he looked at the moon. That same moon under which he had fought wars, lost friends, and buried dreams. This time, he would rewrite everything, even if fate screamed, even if destiny shattered, he would save them all. Shisui, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, Hinata, the entire village, everyone. Naruto clenched his fists, his chakra flaring silently. This time, no one dies. But far beyond Konoha, in a hidden chamber drenched in stone and darkness, Madara Uchiha opened his eyes. Just slightly, just enough. A whisper left his lips, dry, ancient, and amused. So, the fox brat finally disrupts the river of fate. A faint smile formed on the old warrior's face. Interesting. The world trembled subtly. Part 1 was only getting started. Night in Konoha was rarely quiet. But tonight, the silence felt wrong. Heavy, dense, watching. Naruto stood on the rooftop long after Sakura had left, hands shoved into his pockets, eyes fixed on the spot where Obito had appeared. That masked figure had watched him like Naruto was an anomaly, a threat to the script destiny had written. Naruto breathed out slowly. He knows I'm different. He knows I'm not following the timeline anymore. Good. Let him wonder. Because Naruto wasn't here to run from fate. He was here to destroy it. The village feels different. Naruto dropped down from the roof and walked through the quiet streets of Konoha. Lanterns flickered softly, shops closing one by one, shinobi walking their nightly patrols. Everything looked normal, but the atmosphere wasn't. Shinobi whispered as he passed. They stared longer than usual. Some even stepped aside instinctively. Because Naruto wasn't walking like a 12-year-old kid anymore. His posture, his aura, his eyes, they belonged to a warrior who had seen war. And survived it. He turned toward Ichiraku Ramen, wondering if food might distract him. He didn't make it 3 steps before someone landed behind him. Naruto didn't turn. He didn't need to. I know that chakra, old man. Tsuki Ichiraku let out a nervous laugh. Ahaha, still recognizing me even before I speak, Naruto. You've gotten sharp. Naruto turned and smiled softly. Tsuki wasn't just a ramen chef to him. He was family, one of the first people to ever show him love without judgment. But tonight, Tsuki wasn't alone. Ayami peeked out from behind him. Naruto, you look sad. Naruto froze. Ayami stepped forward gently, placing a hand on his shoulder. Did something happen? You've been walking around like you're lost. Quote. Her voice was warm, full of genuine concern. And for a moment, for a small, fragile moment, Naruto wished he could tell her everything. That he came from a future where Konoha burned. Where people like her died in the Fourth War. Where he buried friends, comrades, people he loved. But he didn't. Instead, he smiled softly. I'm okay, Ayami Nichan. Just thinking. She frowned but didn't push. Then at least let us feed you something good, she said with a warm grin. Naruto's heart warmed slightly. Some things, even across timelines, never changed. A strange chakra disturbance. After finishing ramen, Naruto stepped outside. And froze. That presence again. That same eerie distortion of chakra. Not Obito. Not Zetsu. Something else. Something faint. Barely detectable. Naruto's eyes narrowed, pupils contracting like a predator's. Who are you? Why are you following me? He vanished from the street in a burst of silent speed, darting into the rooftops, then into the tree line. He moved like a shadow, far faster and quieter than a genin should ever be. He tracked the chakra until, bam! Naruto grabbed a small figure hiding in the branches, pinning him against a tree with one arm. But when he saw the face, he froze. You, a tiny girl, black hair, straight and neat. Eyes pale lavender. Hinata Hyuga. Only 6 years old. Naruto's heart nearly stopped. Her eyes widened, startled but not scared. She looked up at him with innocent confusion. Naruto-kun. He immediately let go, stepping back quickly. Hinata, what are you doing out here? It's the middle of the night. She fidgeted nervously, hands tapping each other, eyes downcast. I saw you leave the village streets, and why you looked sad, Sarai. She swallowed. I wanted to make sure you were okay. Naruto blinked hard. Hinata, this tiny, timid girl, had followed him through rooftops, in the middle of the night, because she was worried about him. He crouched down. You shouldn't be wandering out at night. I know, but I saw you alone. She peeked up shyly. And I don't want you to be lonely. Quote, Naruto's throat tightened painfully. In the future, she had stood by him through war, suffering, and death. She had loved him fiercely. She had died protecting him. And now she stood here, a little girl, offering him innocent concern because she thought he looked sad. Naruto gently placed a hand on her head. I'm alright, Hinata. Thanks for checking. She blushed immediately, face turning bright red. It's no problem, Naruto-kun. Naruto smiled warmly. Let me walk you home. Quote, Hinata nodded shyly. As they walked, she kept glancing at him, concern shining in her eyes. Naruto-kun, you seem different today. Naruto looked up at the moon. Maybe I'm just trying to be stronger. Quote, Hinata smiled softly at that. You already are. Naruto nearly stumbled. She didn't know. She couldn't know. But those words still hit him hard. The same gentle support she had given him in the future. He walked her to the Hyuga compound gate, watching as she bowed politely before running inside. Naruto exhaled. He would protect her too. No matter what. No matter how much fate screamed. Meanwhile, deep within the forest, 2 Anbu knelt beside Kakashi. One pointed at footprints embedded in the soil, small, trembling patterns. Confirmed. Child's tracks. Fresh. The other Anbu held a torn piece of cloth in his hand. This belonged to Shisui. Quote, Kakashi's expression darkened behind his mask. Spread the search pattern. The attacker could still be nearby. But before the squad could move, a whisper passed through the trees. A breath of killing intent. Kakashi immediately went on full alert. Anbu, formation. The forest stilled. Then, a masked figure materialized from the darkness, half his body phasing through a tree trunk like a ghost. One Sharingan. Red. Hungry. Obito. Kakashi's heart stopped. He recognized that chakra instantly. That presence. That aura. The same one from Kanabi Bridge. You. Kakashi whispered. Obito tilted his head in a mock greeting. Kakashi, it's been a long time. Kakashi's hand shook. Impossible. Obito died. He saw him die. He buried that memory. Or so he thought. Kakashi's voice was barely a whisper. Obito. Obito laughed, a hollow, cruel sound. You're still as slow as ever. Kakashi's world spun. His teammate. His friend. The boy he failed to save. Alive. And staring at him with murderous intent. Kakashi's lungs tightened painfully. Why are you alive? Why attack a child? Obito's voice was calm, cold, detached. He wasn't chosen by fate. And then, he vanished. Kakashi collapsed to his knees, heart racing, mind in chaos. Anbu rushed toward him. Captain, are you injured? Kakashi didn't respond. He stared at the place Obito had stood. His eye trembled. What the hell is happening? Back in the village, Naruto's sleep is broken. Naruto finally returned to his apartment. He barely lay down before a massive spike of chakra pulsed in the distance. Kakashi's chakra. Shock. Fear. Naruto bolted upright. Damn it. He rushed outside, leaping onto the roofs, scanning the direction. Then he sensed it. A dark, malicious chakra signature. Obito had stayed nearby. Naruto clenched his teeth. He's testing the timeline. He's testing me. He wants to see how much I know. Fine. Let him try. Naruto stood in the center of the rooftop, eyes glowing faintly with determination. Obito, Madara, fate. He tightened his fists. You all picked the wrong timeline to mess with. Because in this version, Naruto Uzumaki was ready for war. And fate's cycle, he was going to break it. Piece by piece. If you want, say, continue part 1. And I'll move into the next massive segment where Kakashi confronts the truth. Shisui awakens in Konoha Hospital. The Uchiha clan senses danger early. Naruto meets Itachi much earlier. Obito attempts a secret approach toward Naruto. And Madara's eyes open fully for the first time. Just say the word. Naruto stood alone at the edge of the old training ground, the wind brushing past his face, carrying remnants of the future he had left behind. The future where Konoha had burned. The future where Sasuke had fallen. The future where friends had died in his arms. The future where destiny had chained him until he broke. But now, he wasn't the helpless child he once was. He wasn't the boy searching for acknowledgement. He wasn't the naive genin who followed fate blindly. He was a man who had lived through war, loss, pain, and betrayal. And been thrown back in time with all his memories. A final chance, a last reset, a path to break the cycle that had destroyed them all. He inhaled deeply. The air tasted different in the past, fresh, innocent, untouched by blood. He looked at the village, peaceful, unaware of the storms waiting decades ahead. I won't let it happen again, Naruto whispered, voice trembling with determination. Not this time. Not in this lifetime. Not while he breathed. Sasuke walked up behind him. Young, untainted, still holding warmth in his eyes. Still reachable. Oi, Dobe, you're spacing out again. Naruto turned. His chest tightened. The Sasuke he remembered from the future had been twisted by vengeance, consumed by darkness, ruined by Madara's manipulation and Itachi's truth. But this Sasuke could still laugh. This Sasuke still cared, even if he hid it. This Sasuke still had a chance. Naruto swallowed the pain and smiled softly. I'm just thinking about what comes next. Quote, Sasuke scoffed. TCH, you barely think at all. Naruto laughed, and that laugh wasn't the fake grin he used to hide pain. It was real, raw, new, a chance to rewrite their bond. A chance to save him. Sakura ran toward them, waving. Full of hope, dreams, innocence. Unaware of the harsh truths destiny had prepared for her. Good morning, she said, bright and energetic. Naruto looked at her, not with the forced crush of his childhood, but with the respect he had earned for her over a lifetime. A brilliant medic, a warrior who stood beside him through hell, a friend who saved countless lives, a sister who never gave up on the world, even when it turned cruel. He knew her future, he knew her suffering, he knew every version of her, crying, broken, strong, powerful, unstoppable. And now he would make sure she never faced the brutal loneliness she once did. Sakura, he said warmly, I'm glad you're here. Quote, she blinked, surprised at his tone, but she smiled back. Team 7 stood together again. Younger, untouched by war, still whole. Then, Kakashi appeared behind them in a swirl of leaves. His masked face was unreadable, but Naruto saw him, not the aloof sensei, but the man who had carried unimaginable loss, who had lived between shadows, who blamed himself for every failure. Alive, breathing, safe, Naruto felt his throat tighten. This time, he would protect Kakashi too. He would not let Obito's tragedy destroy his teacher again. He would not let another cycle of grief repeat. Kakashi's single eye rested on Naruto with curiosity. You look different today. Naruto smiled slightly. I feel different. Kakashi held his gaze for a moment, then nodded quietly, as if he sensed something giant shifting behind the scenes. The wind grew stronger. Naruto could feel time itself bending, trembling around him, as if fate was watching, waiting to see his next move. And Naruto whispered inside his heart, I'm done following your script. Quote, he stepped forward, one step closer to a rewritten world. One step closer to breaking the chains laid by destiny. One step closer to saving everyone he had failed. Sasuke raised an eyebrow. Sakura smiled. Kakashi tilted his head curiously. Team 7 stood united at the very edge of a new timeline. Naruto clenched his fists. I swear, I'll break this cycle. I'll save all of you. No matter what fate throws at me. Quote, he looked up at the sky. The same sky that had witnessed his suffering. And for the first time, he stared back without fear. This time, I'll change everything. And with that promise, part 1 ends. Not with a battle, but with a boy who carried a broken future. Finally ready to build a better one. Thank you.